Hello everyone, welcome back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series as the US Naval Forces going for a total domination campaign whereby we take pretty much every single enemy base on the map. However, something has come into our sights recently. We've finally found the tie hole, which is a monster of a fleet carrier, an armoured carrier, which is without a doubt rather a nasty sight to behold there. Quite the heavy threat. So that's what we're going to be having a look at today. We did already touch it with a few bombs from some lightnings. I think it took about 3 or 4 hits, but nowhere near enough to sink it, unfortunately. So do have some B-17s on the way. We've got some Havocs out as well, and I think we've got some float planes out going to look at it as well. So let's go to the strategic map, not waste any time, and look at that. But first, once again, we do see the submarine threats right next to, actually, our new Arizona we've just got. So let's go straight for that with some bow fighters here. Get some rockets out on that. We are going to send out some lightnings to each of these. We're going to send out a group of 4 lightnings with rockets. Where are we? To the northern one here. And can we launch some more already? No, we need to wait some time for that. Not a problem. We do see some over here. Could try out this new base, actually. Should be able to get there with some lightnings. It's only 2 lightnings, so it's not quite going to be enough. That's the problem. I think we'll just leave that one. Nothing's out there really at the moment to be under threat from there. We're going to move the Shangri-La a little closer to deal with the Taiho as well to support the Iowa Task Force here. We're actually sending our Cimarrons over here to put some fuel on Buna, not necessarily for that base, but just to keep it in a stockpile. So we, our next target, I think, base-wise, will be Lai. We'll move up to there and take that, and possibly even upgrade it later on. Having said that, seeing these submarines, we'll see if we can take down this one, of course, with our lightnings. Then we'll see about the other one. So it should be safe for us to cross over there. We're bringing our other supplies all the way down to the New Hebrides here, so that they can pick up some more troops and such, like so. And we'll think about buying some more once we next get resupplied, which will be another full week now. But other than that, I think that's about it. We have sent the Wasp back to the dockyard to rest and repair. Absolutely fine. Did think it was a little bit quieter around Milne Bay, so we can absolutely afford to do that. That's about it, really. Let's see if we can go and get this tie hole, which has been spotted previously over here. Going to keep our lightnings out for some true sight while that happens, while we're moving in with our Havocs and such, and we have some Mariners over here as well. So we don't lose sight so easily on that. Let's keep going and have a look. Okay, so in the storm here, we can see that our Havocs have finally come into contact with that tie hole. We have some Mariners in the back over here as well. Let's bring those in as quickly as possible. We can see just about that there are a lot of planes out and about with these Havocs. So we're going to dive down instantly with both groups and just try and get straight in on that tie hole. Unfortunately, that does mean we're going to have to go into it straight on its broadside, and that's just such a bad idea. But we just have to go straight in and try and hit that while we can before we get shot down there. Let's go straight in, tell them to go in like that. I'm fat fingering with the binoculars there. Go in, tell these to target it, and we'll get the third group of Havocs down as well there. Let's target that straight away. So we've got loads and loads of racings out today to play, which is why I really need them down. Really need them down. Let's get these Mariners out as well in a decent position there. Should be doing okay to begin with. Let's tell this group already to break an attack there. Let's just reissue that very quickly. Make sure they're all going through, because I did select the wrong plane to begin with there. Let's tell this group as well to go out, and I think, yeah, this group will do just fine as well. Just go in as quickly as possible there, really. That is going to mean that we're not going down to a 20 meters drop with this group. That's absolutely fine. We can live with that. Yeah, we're going to lose so many Havocs on approach here by the looks of it. We're dropping up here, though, with these groups. The more altitude drop there of the lot. Are we going to get anyone else in? A good couple hits there. One more seems okay. Did the rest of the Havocs, is that all of them? Did get hit by one dud, unfortunately. The Mariners might get shot down before they come in, but let's take an action report. So critical damage to heavy flooding. This might go down before our B-17s. Yes, it is! Excellent! That's really, really good news. Made such short work of that, if I may say so. And that is absolutely needed. So, what we're going to go for with our Mariners. I'm thinking a heavy cruiser, really, so that we can get a very comfortable surface engagement with our Iowa and South Dakota task force there. Just bring the Mariners straight in so they can beeline that, but that is going to take some time. They are extremely slow, and we only have these about now. Our that's the wrong one. I want to decrease our altitude, really. Yeah, our Havocs have all been lost, which is to be expected, of course. I think we're going to go. What's this number 5 doing? Is it stuck on the carcass, is it? Okay, we'll go for the Agonor then. Though we did want the Alba, perhaps. That's okay. We tell them to just break an attack from here so they go straight in. Don't waste any time. While that's fairly stationary as well. It is bringing up its speed now. We're struggling, like I say, with the wreckage there. The husk. We're going to drop before we get shot down. Yes, we are. Okay, how's that going to go? Good couple hits there. We did lose all of those Mariners all at once there. That's absolutely fine. So we only got hit by 2 bombs by the looks of it, which is interesting. Let's take a report again. Heavy to heavy. We can stick around 3 command points already for sinking this beast of a carrier. And I was thinking it would take more hits to deal with that. But you know what? It was on moderate damage anyway when we started this particular engagement. So a brilliant start to the video there, I think. I will happily take that. I don't think this is really going to develop too much. There's no like raging fires on there, but flooding could be rather catastrophic. That's heavy there, and the sea state is huge at 4. So I'm going to stick around and keep an eye on that. Yeah, and as expected, that Agonor did not go down, but not to worry. We are very, very close with our Iowa and such over here. So what we're going to do is, of course, launch out what Kingfishers we can to try and make sure we do have some sight on that. Let's keep going, zigzag round, go over. When we last saw them, they were retreating, but towards our ships over here, which suits us just fine, of course. It's exactly what we want here. It's going to be a very nasty surface engagement still, because that Issei has been untouched still. So hopefully we can come around and get the B-17s in as well. Let's go back over there. That should be absolutely fine. Don't have the biggest amount of fuel left, unfortunately, but we should be enough to reach that at least, so long as we do keep sight on it. And I think with the B-17s now, the Issei is going to be the priority target. So we're just going to circle round, make sure we do keep some sort of sight about here, launch as many Kingfishers as we can stomach, I think, over here. Just keep whatever we can, like so. That should probably do, really. So let's keep going. Okay, so because the weather is fairly clear, we did manage to come in with our B-17s fairly easily. We actually got some very nice sight on this particular task force very easily. So we're going to go straight down and go for a broadside attack on the Issei, which is actually the number 5 position, which is very, very nice for us indeed there, actually, because it means we can get straight on top of it and just go straight down, really. That would be brilliant for us. Let's go at full speed if possible, please. That'd be very nice. And just dive down. Actually, probably want to slow down our speed. Look at that, because we're not diving too quickly there. Let's go straight in with this group. Let's dive down a little further, please, and reduce our speed once again to help us out. And then once again, we can tell them to actually turn in a bit. This is probably going to fluff this a tad, but I think now we can tell these guys to break an attack from here. Like so, and these guys really should be turning a bit better. That's okay. I think we'll just tell them to come round a bit tighter there. That's okay. We can spend our time a bit with that. Nah, it's going to be horrible, I think. Yeah, it's a lot of bombs. Few of them bouncing, but there's nothing quite so directly behind that Issei to actually hit anything else there. See how far they're reaching though. It is very nice indeed. Let's go for the rear then of that. What we're going to do then is actually form up in line ahead here and come round a bit better like that to reduce our speed to help our turn. I think, actually, let's just manually do this. I think we can just tell them to break an attack from here. We increase their speed again here. And just go for it, really. Not expecting loads and loads of hits here, but that's okay. If I'm honest, I think to make the surface engagement that much spicier, we sort of want to keep the Issei about. We'll just pepper it, damage us a little, make it a tad easier for our two battleships there. This will certainly do it. Look at that tight formation. Oh, a few duds. Oh, that was a fairly unlucky strike there. Very, very near misses there. One dud, one serious hit. What are we on? Where are we? Number 5. Moderate to minor damage. So it didn't really do a lot at all there to the Issei, which is rather unfortunate, of course. But that's okay. Let's form up once again and just increase our altitude with that group. But I am feeling more confident about that surface engagement, so we just need to once again keep sight and just beeline straight towards this, and we should be doing okay there. Just remind ourselves what we have. We have a foot attacker, a Miyoko, and should be an Alba over here. Excellent stuff. How's that Agonal looking, actually? Still a bit battered. Gosse minor, maybe not a minor list, might just be turning a bit there. But that should go down fairly easily to ship fire, but we're out of range now, so we are going to retreat out, and that is fine. That's absolutely fine. You can see how close they are now to us, and that I think what we might want to do, what's the range to the Shangri-La here? Tell you what, we'll launch out some Corsairs, but we'll launch them out with Tiny Tims, and hopefully they'll get in roughly at the same time as our Missouri does. If not, they can perhaps hit that Agonal and try and take that down. So let's keep going. Okay, so unfortunately we did actually launch out a second group of Corsairs with Tiny Tims, and this is it, because the first group had to come back because it did run out of fuel before our ships could get into position, and that's becoming the case with this group as well. We can see some racing still about. We're going to ignore those though and go straight for the Agonal, just trying to find it in the fleet here. It is at the number 4 position there, so we're going to come round with our Corsairs from the front there as fast as we can. Go to a rocketing altitude there. Turn into that once again, like so. Increase speed, decrease altitude, and once again with this group over here. That should be alright, really. How are we going to go with these races? I think we should be able to ignore them fairly well. They're going to struggle with our altitude, I think, to begin with. There's still so many of them about, though. That just shows how much fuel they have. Really, probably should have run out of it by now after sinking that CV. Going to tell our planes to attack. Get straight in. Hopefully we get some decent hits. We should be able to down this Agonal. Not losing anything just yet, but we are smoking, so it is going to happen. We are certainly going to lose some planes here. Come on, guys. No hits on the first run there. Some decent hits on the second, though. Yeah, a couple hits there. I'm not sure if the Tiny Tims themselves hit there, but it is sinking nonetheless, and that is exactly what we're looking for. So, increase altitude and just run out, I think. Excellent for us. Excellent. That, I mean, our destroyers are just that much safer in the coming engagement. That will really, really help us. So I think we're just going to go straight back over and try and force this engagement now. Stop beating about the bush and get something done. Okay, guys. Now is the time. We are finally in a decent position to attack this group, and actually we have started in position to cross their T already, so let's just move up like that. We have brought in some lightnings, 6 lightnings with 2 2,000-pound bombs each, we're going to make sure they form up, take off fire at will, because they have sighted an enemy scout. They can form up in a Vic, and what they can do is actually target, I think, perhaps the Alba, maybe the Myoko, because it is a greater threat. I think that's probably the better choice, actually, so let's try for that. Let's bring them down to their side over here, increase speed, and just go down for a bit there. They can come in later, so we can take the time now very quickly to actually identify everything. Let's go for Japanese, of course, and we have, to begin with, this Myoko. We have the Furutaka here. Excellent. Where's that Alba while we're on heavy cruisers? There we go. We have what appears to be a Hatsuharu over here. We have, let's say that's a Nagara. Where are we? There we go. We have a Shiratsu here. Come on, guys, we can get this. And we have, of course, the Fubuki here. Where is that on the list? Brilliant. And of course, the centerpiece, the big old Issei. Oh, this is going to be horrible to take down. Very, very nasty indeed. And of course, we still need to wait to identify, I think, one more destroyer as well. That'll be fine. So let's not waste any more time, actually. Let's get the both of our battleships onto that Issei. Let's hold fire like we did in a previous engagement and get some spotting shells out to begin with. Let's fire out like that. South Dakota can do exactly the same as the Missouri. We're 32 kilometers away from them, so only our battleships will be in position to fire at the moment, unfortunately. So we're just going to wait for our solution to rise so we don't waste quite so many shots there. And we'll cross on over so that we can actually get some more guns firing on the target there. Got some fairly decent starting solutions here. Just wait for it to rise above 50, I think, and we should be okay. Let's turn off auto fire flak at the moment. Not so worried about this piece over here. Yeah, and they're turning as well to try and get a full broadside. I can see the Issei lining us up there. So we are absolutely going to fire out now, because that is a very, very good solution indeed. Just let it go to 90 a bit. A few more seconds. It will get pretty much to max. That's amazing. And we'll go with South Dakota as well. Excellent stuff. The two battleships are firing on their Issei. If they do have some decent accuracy, that shouldn't last too long here. Really shouldn't last too long, but it is firing out for itself now. Not with all of its guns, but they can hurt. Absolutely can hurt. If we try and stay at range here and use our battleships to our advantage, you can see their heavy cruisers actually in range there, so I think we will be with ours as well. Let's wait for these shots to land. That could take some time though, actually. Let's go for Portland. What is the range of this then? 29 kilometers then. Interesting that their Myoko's firing over there. Let's go for this then. Try and hold fire to begin with, get some ranging done. And we'll go with, of course, the... there's our initial shells. Not doing too badly there. Actually, that's very nice for a first opening salvo, a ranging salvo. Ooh, got some minor hit on its colony tower as well. Excellent. We're going to focus the Myoko then. Actually, we're going to hit that with our lightnings, weren't we? So let's go for the foot attacker with this particular ship. Hold out on there. You can fire out on Shiratsu when you're ready. Jenkins can do the same. Just keep some holding done. And Hatsuharu for you, thank you. Set up some targets while we're free to do so. Brooklyn can go for Nagara, I think. Like so. Yeah, there we go. Looks like they're focusing the South Dakota here. We've taken some hits already. Some minor flooding already out on us there. That's going to be fun. Force them to use smoke already. It's rather interesting. They are, of course, on minor damage from our bombs. Let's bring the lightnings over very quickly. like so, and we can reduce our altitude there, so I think 40 meters, and they can target Milko there. How are we looking actually? We did have Portland looking at that, but we're going to change our decision there and actually go for foot attacker there. Let's hold out to get some range. Issei might be looking, that's obviously trying to get full broadside, but I wonder if that's actually thinking about retreating there, because it's got the smoke up. That's making quite the sharp turn, breaking away from the rest of the formation. How are we looking? Yeah, South Dakota is the one in trouble. It's okay, it's not taking any more hits so far by the looks of it. We should really start thinking about moving the rest of our formation though. Let's turn, I think, out just a tad. Then we can start turning around like that to begin with. Okay, so just a small update for you. We have, of course, Santa Mioka with that strike of our lightnings. It's actually going to bring the lightnings back so we can keep them about for perhaps some strafing or just at least some sight for now. Does look like the Issei is trying to get out, but it does still have a line on our ship. So what we're trying to do is actually reform and try and get out to its rear so we can actually move our battleships to focus down the heavy cruisers, perhaps, while that retreats. And then what we're going to do is refocus that again. Looks like our own heavy cruisers are dealing okay with theirs. We have taken a couple minor hits onto our battleships. You can see the Missouri over here has taken some minor flooding, but the South Dakota has got on top of the flooding it took earlier, whereas our other ships have actually not taken any hits whatsoever otherwise by the looks of things, and that is exactly how I like it. But of course we're not quite in range of their destroyers and light cruisers just yet, but that's absolutely fine. We're going to try and use our range to our advantage here. Let's see if the Issei is still firing out, because if it's not, we, like I said, we can keep on its rear. It is firing just a tad. Maybe we should still think about focusing the heavy cruisers there so that we don't start taking too many hits onto our other ships there. And you know what, I think that's what we're going to do. Not that we're doing too badly there, actually. It is looking okay. Let's go for some secondary shots as well. We'll go for the South Dakota. We'll take that onto the Alba, I think. Where are we? Let's go straight over and fire out on that. That should be okay. How are we looking solution-wise? Yeah, 99% solution onto that foot attacker over there. Where is Boston? 99 once again on foot attacker with this. So we should start seeing that go down fairly soon, actually. It's getting some minor hits in there. Yeah, that's decent. That is very, very nice indeed. Got some minor hits already onto the Nagara over here. Who is shooting? That was the question. Looks like the Brooklyn is absolutely is a Nagara because the solution is 99%. Excellent. Really, really good there. The plunging shots as well. That should go straight through the armour. Despite having low caliber guns firing on that. Are we actually firing on Shiratsu? Not yet, because I haven't told it to, but at the same time we're not quite in range with the Atlanta. That's absolutely fine. So are we seeing any hits on the foot attacker? Looks like it's slowing down. Let's take a speed reading on that. 15 knots, absolutely fine there. It is starting to lay smoke now as well. Come out of that, it's very thick smoke. Whoa, very nice hits just behind the gun mantlet there. Excellent. That is certainly to go down very, very soon. I would wager that's in critical condition. Where are we? No, heavy to heavy. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, I think we're looking very good. Just not the most to say if things are going well. We are absolutely directly on the flank of that Issei. So I would probably wager that's possibly going to get away today. But that's absolutely fine. That can absolutely come out at a later date. It's perhaps with something foot attacker. I always miss these. Always move away. Foot attacker suffered a magazine explosion, so it is sunk. So once again, we're going to focus on the Alba now with everything we have. Just hold off very quickly and build up our solution there. Portland can fire actually onto the Nagara there. Fire out straight away on that. Just get that down very quickly. Boston can, of course, focus Alba as well. And you know what? South Dakota, you can go for Nagara. Let's absolutely fire out on that. Really, really love that idea. I'm going to wait for the solution to get around 60-ish. Actually, no, I think we're going to be alright to get to a 70, so let's wait for that. Just want to conserve our ammunition a tad. Looks like we're taking a hit on... is that a destroyer over there or the Atlanta? Let's have a quick look. Where are we? Yes, so we're taking some minor hits onto the Radford here because we are now in range of their small arms. Taking some permanent flooding onto our bow here on the Missouri. Rather unfortunate there. Rather unfortunate indeed. How is the South Dakota looking? That's absolutely fine. But the Nagara should be going down very soon as well now that we're focusing a lot of fire on them. It has taken previous hits from our Brooklyn. Yeah, very, very nice indeed. The Alba's taking some evasive manoeuvres, not to worry. Should probably have a look at thinking about doing some manoeuvres ourselves. Let's... Actually, you know what? Let's increase our spacing. If we go Tango and go to 750. And what we can do is move around like this, I think. If we reduce our speed a tad to begin with, then we can increase that later. The lightnings can come back around. Just keep them about. Like I said, just think about them. Keep them in mind. Looks like Alba is not retreating. I'm looking the wrong way. Everything else might be retreating though. Hatsuharu's having a look at going around. Nagara there is just so much fire there. Slight bit surprised that's not taken any major hits just yet. But it's starting to slow down. We can see that. There's a big hit. There's a big hit. Are those front guns even going to work? That's the question. They're not firing. Alba's suffered a magazine explosion. Very, very good progress there. Very, very good progress. And we just about caught that on camera as well. So that was a front magazine, which means the majority of its main guns will not be working. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's once again take a speed reading on that Nagara. 4 knots there, so it will be going down very, very soon. I think if that's the case, we need to make sure that our destroyers are firing out. It was Radford, wasn't it, that took some damage. Let's make sure that's actually firing. And it's getting on top of it. It does have some fires still. So we want to get our light cruisers. Yeah, there's firing on Shiratsu there. Alba's down. Brilliant stuff. Let's focus on, I think, the Hatsuharu over here with this particular ship. Get some spotting out as well. Looks like we've changed our formation a tad somehow. Let's just have a look at reforming that. Let's form up in Tango once again. Really liking the Tango on a 9 to 10 ships here. It's really, really useful actually. So who are we firing at here? Let's... How's the Issei looking? It is still covered by smoke. So let's... Nagara's going to go down soon. Let's try and get some hits onto Fubuki then. Shall we do that? Portland is going still for that. Excellent. And Nagara over there. Boston was going for Hatsuharu now, wasn't it? Excellent. I think that's pretty much everything. Yeah, you're going for Nagara as well. Brilliant. Yeah, speed is 0 actually, so what we're going to do is hold off there. Hold with AP. And actually change our positions then and go for... Who was firing at it? Let's change that. Go for Shiratsu over here, please. Brooklyn was going for it as well, wasn't it? So let's get you onto the Shiratsu as well. Should probably make sure we've changed our targeting directors, actually. with everything else, but it looks like we're okay here. Let's go for Shiratsu there. Make sure we have done that, because otherwise things aren't going to change around. Yep, South Dakota. The idea here was to hold off and actually get a manual shot out. Let's go for its midships. Boston, you are firing on Hatsuhara, aren't you? Excellent, brilliant. Keep going. Just keep going. There's a lot of fire coming in on that now as well. Really, really good. Made some quick progress suddenly in this particular fight. Yeah, that is brilliant. You know what, might get the lightnings, they've gone so far out again, to strafe the Fubuki here. Might be a decent idea there actually. Let's go down to strafing altitude there and try not to forget about them. Just make sure we're targeting that. Yeah, we're getting fairly close to their formation now. That's okay. Oh, Hatsuharu's taking some big hits there. How's Nagara looking? See how our... Yep, we're certainly aiming in the right place there, but we're just straddling a little with our shots there, unfortunately. It's definitely not sinking. How's Shiratsu looking? Looks pristine, actually, the Shiratsu, doesn't it? Who's meant to be firing on that? Come on, guys. Come on. You can do it. Surely. You can do it. Let's make sure our secondaries are firing with everyone, actually, just to get that a little bit more on. This would be half the reason it's not taking any hits, because we're still holding with our destroyers. Fool. Really hindering ourselves. We lost a back turret with the Radford here, unfortunately. Not ideal. Alrighty guys, so the majority of that force has now sunk. We're just waiting on the Fubuki to finally decide that it has actually sunk. Got some secondary shells from the Missouri still coming in there, but we have now decided to focus the Issei with our South Dakota and our Missouri. Now that our solution's actually looking okay on there, let's try and fire out. The South Dakota deciding it's probably not got a decent sight on that. We've taken some fires there, unfortunately. Rather unlucky there. Are we going to fire out on that? Come on, mate. Come on. Probably deciding it's not safe to fire, or just not quite got the angle on that, although it does look like we do. It's a strange choice. That's unfortunate. We're going to increase our speed and just try and get in with that then. And really now it's just a waiting game, to be honest. It really is. With that Fubuki not really sinking, let's bring our Brooklyn and Atlanta in to deal with that, shall we? Let's go straight over. HE narrow, thank you. If you have any left. Really running low on the ammo today. And go straight over once again for that, thank you. Really like the Atlanta, actually. Such a useful ship, as you really can't deny it. Just amazing AA, and of course a destroyer beater. But it's unfortunate we're taking some fires on here, but we will get on top of it. Nothing's permanently damaged just yet, so that's okay. Unlike the Missouri, which we can live with just the one bow compartment destroyed. It does look like we're still taking some shots from that Fubuki. They're going for the Radford again, which has actually done extremely well to keep on top of the damage. As light as it might be. Our lightnings, we didn't bring them back round. Just in case they come around before the Fubuki goes down, perhaps they can strafe it again. Not the most ideal strafe there. How are our shots going around with the Issei? Looks like that is going to get away. Unfortunately, if that is retreating, then we will just leave it to it. We can just focus on the Fubuki and get rid of that. Unfortunate not to get rid of the centerpiece here, but it did start retreating very, very early. That is going to hurt our solutions. Just a shame that we don't quite have the accuracy to get the hits on, whereas it does, but that's okay. So yeah, just waiting for the Fubuki really. Look at that, it has got on top of the fire, so we do need to focus what we can on it. So I think having said that, let's get the Portland and the Boston on it as well then. Let's go fire on that, like that. Boston, where are you? You were looking at the Issei. I was trying to range that, but it's just out of range there. So we're going to certainly go for the Fubuki here, like so. Have actually run out of HE on the Boston here, which is unfortunate. So we'll be taking an armor-piercing beating. But it is launching its smoke out once again now. And it is actually sinking. So you know what, guys? I think we are going to leave that one there. Because we're just not going to be able to sink this right now. We'll spend so much ammunition trying to get rid of this Issei. So let's leave that alone. That's 7 command points down. Excellent stuff. A lot of ships as well. 40,000 tons of shipping has been sunk there. And we can leave that to go, I think. What we're going to do then is go all the way down to the New Hebrides, rearm our ships, and decide, really, I don't think we really want to send anything back. It does say we've got a few compartments damaged, but the integrity generally is quite high. So that's that. I think we'll get home and decide what we want to do, and that might be the end of the video there, guys. Only so much action once again we can take in one day. See if anything else pops up in the meantime though, so I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we have actually got back to the New Hebrides now and have rearmed, and you know what, I'm thinking why not recycle these Fletchers and just bring out a few more so that they can survive a little bit longer. We'll send them to release and repair there, like so, and we'll bring out 4 more, I think, to fill up the group and to, of course, replace them. Can't go without destroyers, of course. So once again, we are just going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4 Fletchers there. Excellent stuff. And go for merge group with all of them, like that. And we can source out exactly how they sit in the Tango formation later on. So that will be done over there. We'll bring those out, I think pretty much in the same place actually, because the idea really was to hunt down that Yamato, which has been very, very quiet recently. But that's okay, we can deal with that. See how long those are going to take. 5 days, 5 days, 5 days. Excellent stuff. Really, really good there. Wasp only has 2 days left as well. So what we're going to do now is just load up these supplies and start heading for Lai, I think. And that will suit us just fine. Yeah, we've got so many resources on here now. It's an absolute joke. And we can't leave them to sit idle by. So we'll carry on with that. And that will be it for today, guys. Okay guys, so it's been extremely quiet over the last couple of days, so we have actually just decided to go straight for Lai. So as you can see, there's shit tons of enemy planes. It all reached our supplies just as our lightnings got there from Port Moresby and Boona. So that does give us about 20 lightnings here. As ever, first we're going to take our main ships though, reduce our speed to begin with, lay some smoke and just try and evade really. Turn around here once again, just break off so that we do start some turns just in case we do start getting targeted before anything else starts occurring. What do we have then? We have geckos over here, 2 groups of geckos. Some vows are coming in. That's going to be 3 groups of those. 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of Torus, a lot of Emilys again. So I'm thinking that of course the Torus and Geckos will try and go for a dogfight to begin with. So what we're going to do is actually try and ignore them for now and go for things like the Vows and the Emilys, which will absolutely go for the strike on us. So you're going to take the time to individually target some planes. This will take some time to set up, but it is absolutely necessary. Let's go around for all of these Vows. See if we can get over to those before they dive would be ideal. Like so. And that will go on to follow there. Go over here with this group. Get all of them on. Really want to focus these. Really want to focus these. And we do have enough lightnings left over to have a go at the Emilys as well. These are going to be quite the tough ask. If I'm scared of anything, it is actually the Emilys mostly at the moment. Really do not want them to get anywhere near us, I'm afraid. We've got just enough lightnings left to finish off a few of these as well. That should be okay there. Hopefully we get a decent one pass, but you never know. You never know. See how the enemy aircraft start breaking. So yeah, as we predicted, it looks like the fighter types are going for the dogfight before dropping their bombs. That's absolutely brilliant for us. Just need to make sure really that we get into these valves before they start diving, which is of course the challenge. We might want to lower our speeds a tad here, get some early shots off, get something. Can't quite get them on the one pass there. Have to watch out for those Emilys as well. How are we doing on this group? That's a couple down there. That's actually one group completely dealt with. Let's send a few over to this group. What are we? Starting on the number 5 group. Okay. Send a couple over here and a couple actually over to help with, where do we go? These valves over here. How are we looking on their rears? So yeah, I think we'll just reduce our speed a tad again there. Start firing some early shots so we can get them on the turn. But now I'm going to focus on these Emilys here and once again slow some speed with 1 or 2 fighters there. Try and get some glancing hits there as we come in. Not firing once again though. Downing a few more valves, which is excellent. So that's one extra group of valves dealt with. Let's go straight over to these Emilys if possible. That would be brilliant. Would really be good for us. Let's go straight on over. Don't need to target any in particular, it's just guessing them to move over to begin with. Really struggling with this group of valves at the moment. Now, having said that, there's only the one left. Oh, there's 2 left over there. Let's just bring some more lightnings over to the Emilys over here. Once again, slow down our speed so we're guessing the turns are just not overshooting them. Because that's what I think is happening at the moment. Looks like, are they going to get a drop though? Yep, they're going to drop. Increase your turn, mate. Did not mean to pause there. Fat fingering, just panicking there. Let's increase your turn. Could be losing lots of supplies here. Yeah, how's that looking? Could be worse. Let's stop with that and try and get our damage control over. And it's the second group of Emilys now. Just not focusing properly at all over here. Really not helping ourselves out. Let's pause, try and get a few lightnings over. Lost 1 lightning there, that's okay, we can deal with that. We are starting to destroy those Emilys, but of course it's too late once they've dropped their bombs. Another C3 hits the number 7 there. Where are we? I was in number 8, I'm reading that wrong. Yeah, how's the damage there? I think we're going to lose this one. That is some nasty damage. Let's take a report. Critical is critical. Yeah, we're losing this one. There it goes. And that, I believe this is our supply group rather than troops. So it's not, I would say it's not the biggest loss, but it is a loss. Real shame we couldn't get those Emilys before we dropped, but we do need to start dealing with these Torius now, because look at all of them. We're going to start losing lightnings left, right and centre now, I think, to all of the tail gunning fire. We haven't even seen any heavy bombers come out yet, or nails either, so we do need to keep some lightnings about for that. We have moved up the Wasp, of course, to keep some Wildcats about. See if we're not all focusing one plane here. See if we can get something on the turn here. Come on, you can do it. Turn a little better. You might want to slow your speed down a tad. Yeah, start to lose lightnings now. You should really turn around and I think help this guy. You can come in here, that's fine. Might want to just push in past here. That might have to do. Okay, so we are finally in range to actually land on Lai. We did have a couple more engagements after that really large one, mostly just a couple of Hayabusas coming around with some light bombs. Did manage to deal with those fairly handily. Didn't want to show that because the episode would go on for just so long otherwise. But we are in range now. Let's drop off our cargo. That's shore bombardment. That's just the wrong one completely. Can't do that with these, of course. Let's make sure we select the correct group here. Drop off everything. How is that looking? Really good. Interesting. I honestly really thought that, especially with the defensive power that the additive bonuses bring, that would just be a lot harder. So actually, tell you what, we're going to wait around for a bit longer and see how that looks. That's basically under our control already, which is excellent. And we should be able to retreat pretty much without any interference now, because we have downed pretty much all their planes coming for us, and we will have cover of night. So a couple of things have happened. Been resupplied. You can see we've got a lot of points now. That's because from the general resupply, and we had a few things sat in the dockyard, so we can get reimbursed for all of that. But we also see a 6-ship group over here. So I'm going to launch some lightnings with some large bombs to deal with that. There's an aggressive scout, of course. We can have a look at getting those. Did we want to reinforce any particular ship groups over here? Might be a good idea to do so, to put a battleship, like I said, in here. Might want to put some more modern battleship in that, so this does retain some speed. Perhaps a battleship. We do have 2 heavy cruisers already. So yeah, maybe two battleships in there. Maybe 1 battleship, 1 destroyer would be decent, actually, from what I'm thinking. But let's first get out a decent supply convoy once again, because I do want to make sure we can be okay with supplies later on. We're going to get those out, and we're going to get 2 Gridleys, and we're going to get 2 of these newfangled destroyer escorts. Let's make sure we do have sonar and depth charges. We do indeed, so let's get a couple of those, and that'd be brilliant. So that gives us just enough points to actually bring up a but I'm thinking of North Carolina for this particular group. So we've got the speed on there, like we said. But first, let's just load these up with some troops, I think. Let's go manage cargo, and as many troops as we can eat on here. Like so. And actually, I think we'll make this one a mixed group. So that's 3 over here. Let's make it 3 for 3. Let's move these. And there we go. 3 troops, 3 supplies. And we'll load these up with some troops and supplies as well. And that'd be brilliant. Not entirely sure I want to bring them just yet, but we can bring them out so that our supplies aren't sat idly by. Bring them up to Renault Island to begin with. And like I said, let's get a North Cow out over here as well. Where are we? How much does a Kearsarge cost, actually, just out of interest? I'm not overly interested in buying it. Costs 120. It's rather overpriced, to be honest. Let's go for North Cal then, like so, and that can come up and help out what was meant to be a minor force, but it's one of the more minor forces. So hit this group for some aggressive recon, make sure we take light, and that really will be the end of the video there, guys. Has gone on very long indeed. Got a lot done today, so let's carry on. Okay, so because it's quite the heavy storm, we can't quite say exactly what this group has, but we're uncovering them very gradually. Do have a Takao, and it does appear to be mostly a cargo supply convoy here. It's got Adatama, another light cruiser, hospital ship, and a Kamigawa Maru over here, as well as a Shiratsu over here, and a Fubuki over here. So what we're going to do is actually hit the hospital ship over here with 1 group. Then I think we're going to go for the Kamigawa Maru at the rear as well with the 2nd group of lightnings. That would be absolutely brilliant. 2 birds, 1 strike. Excellent for us indeed. Just come a little bit wider there. Increase our speed and go straight down. No need to wait around here. once again. Make sure we get a decent line around to that broadside there. You can see the storm's really helping because there's just no flak coming out until the last second there, just from this Kamigawa Maru. Excellent. And I don't think that's the first account I might have seen. I really can't remember, I'm afraid. But that's actually quite surprising to see that they've waited so long. And this should be quite the easy strike, of course. Yeah, that's the hospital ship down very, very handily there. That's the majority of their supplies and troops. We can get this down. It should be pretty much nullified, to be honest. There we go. That will do. That should go down very soon. Says. There we go. It is going down. So let's just get out. And we know exactly what's there. Now, lovely 2 command points. We'll leave that. And perhaps we can catch that with this group if it does decide to go down to Guadalcanal, which it does appear to be doing. So that's great. Let's carry on. Okay, so once again, like I predicted, at the turn of the day, Lai is under our control. So what do we get from here? We get another forward level 3 port, which is absolutely amazing. I'm not sure how much we'll use it though, because it is under the radar quite literally of Cape Gloucester and Cape Hoskins, which do have some very sizable airfields there. They're going to be very difficult to take on. Though having said that, they should have brought all of their planes in to take action against our troops at Lai. So that might not be as bad as we think. So we have just been sat idly by. I think this is the group that came down from Guadalcanal. It just appears to have slipped round and turned with my cursor down there, evading actually sending stuff to Guadalcanal. And I promise you, this really is not a CV. I've not been sat idling on that. That is just misinformation about a cargo ship. But that will be it for today, everyone. That has gone on long enough, I feel. And I'm now rather tired. So let's wrap it up there. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Really rolling now, really becoming total domination now. We only have, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases to take, and then of course we could focus on Guadalcanal. And really that shouldn't be too bad building that up, because we are getting a lot of supplies and engineering about. Look at all of this on New Hebrides, and the cairns now building up as well. I think we'll be doing just fine there to upgrade that for a full victory screen. So I've been the Edified Gamer, and I shall see you in the future. I hope all your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.